Good morning, everybody. I am here this morning with my beautiful friend, Leanna, who I had the pleasure of meeting in Texas. I had been on these drops and hearing so many amazing stories, and I have my own story that I'll share with you in just a minute. And I wanted to get to our convention in Texas so I could actually meet these people in person and hear their stories right from their mouths. And Leanna and I were actually staying in the hotel together, same hotel, and we met. And she was so amazing. She offered to give me a ride, so with because she lived closer to in Texas, give me a ride in her really fun Jeep, and bring me alongside of her and her team. And because I was there by myself, I was all brand new, and so she was just an angel for me that whole time that I was there in Dallas. And her story is incredible. So I'm going to want to have you share that with her. But I'm just going to tell briefly my story about these little magic drops that both of us, we just found out today, have been taking about the same time. She started May 11th. I started May 9th. So for me, I was looking for some weight loss, and I had heard these burn visceral fat because I'd been under so much stress taking care of mom. I'd gained weight. My cortisol levels were high. My hormones were off the charts. I was having hot flashes and I was like 69 years old. What am I doing with hot flashes? And I'm 70 now. But, and just I was irritable, not sleeping, all the things that stress brings. So after just a few short weeks, my hot flashes were completely gone. I felt calmer and more rested. And the reason is because these little drops, they do two very special things in our body. Number one is they activate our vagus nerve. And when the vagus nerve is activated, you go into rest and digest. That vagus nerve controls 1,100 different systems in our body, including our major glands, our pituitary, our thyroid, and our pineal gland. And when those are all functioning better, then your body can just start to heal itself. We are fearfully and wonderfully made, and our bodies know what to do when they're given the right tools. And burning the visceral fat, I didn't realize that's where all the toxins are stored. So once those toxins started to be eliminated from my body, the inflammation started to reduce, and my hands are less inflamed than they have been even after 20 years of taking all kinds of different medications. And I'm so thankful and would be eternally grateful for that. So it's given me my life back in many ways. My husband likes me better because I'm not so irritable, all the fun things. But I want to bring my beautiful friend, Leanna, on. Her story is incredible. And I want you guys to hear this because these little drops have blessed so many people. So, Leanna, please share with us.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. And I agree. I loved meeting you at the event in Dallas. I felt we were kindred spirits from the minute I met you. I just love your sweet spirit, and you're genuine. You're genuine, and I love that about you.
Thank you.
And I'm sure any of your friends listening to this will agree with me. Okay, so my name is Leanna Porter. I'm a wife, a mom, six-time grandmother. We moved to a new county in Texas about a year and a half ago. A really lovely place, if you can see the woods behind us, the deer, the birds. And when I moved here, I realize now that God put us here because I needed it. I needed peace and calm in my life. Like I had no idea. And I am now, but I wasn't always. So for the past 20 years, I've been gradually declining in health. Since I was about 49 or 50, it started hitting me. Um, Longer than that. Okay. I just remembering how old I am. So anyway, uh, for the last 20 years or so, I've been declining. It started with having resistant stroke level blood pressures just kind of crept up on me all of a sudden. I refuse to get on meds because I'm a holistic girl. I love things that nature makes, God made, and I tried everything I could. But one day I had a little tiny mini stroke on my back porch, My blood pressure was 235 over 195. And by the grace of God, I was able to get through that by gobbling down a bottle of natural pills and praying and so on. But in that moment, I had like a little vision of me sitting in a wheelchair, drooling, and my husband pushing the wheelchair. It was so profound that from that day, I decided, well, I will seek medical help. And I did. And from that started a journey of being on combinations of different blood pressure meds. And eventually, within about a year, I happened to be on 4 different medications. And I stayed on those different 4 kinds all those years, including clonidine. Anybody who knows about high blood pressure, clonidine is something they give you in the ER to bring down really high numbers. And so I had to have that at my house. Okay, so then adding injury to this, I also started having really high heart rates, super high. Anyone who knows medications, I was on 400 milligrams of metoprolol for heart rate. I'm not making any medical claims here. I just want to put that out there real quick. My story may not be your story or anyone else's story, but I have to tell my story. I cannot be quiet. So back then, you can imagine a high blood pressure, always in and out of the ER, high heart rate, on 4 to 5 medications to control those things. And also my thyroid. I became hypothyroid. So here's another pill for hypothyroidism. And then, long story short about this, about 3 years ago, I changed all my doctors, all the specialists, because I was declining and declining. And I just didn't feel good. My back was hurting. My lower back started hurting. I couldn't get my breath. When I would walk, my lungs were going out. And I was just a mess. So anyway, finally, 2 or 3 years ago, this new endocrinologist tested me for my adrenal hormones, particularly the aldosterone hormone. Aldosterone, which I never learned it from any other specialist. Aldosterone is the hormone in the adrenal glands that sit on top of the kidneys that help regulate your blood pressure and heart rate. Okay, so then she puts me on this medication to help reduce the aldosterone. But at the same time, even though it helped me so much and I was able to get off of 2 or 3 of the blood pressure meds, I was still on 1 or 2 plus the metoprolol. In spite of that, my kidneys began to fail. So I was at stage 3B kidney failure. And why, I don't know. I don't know if it was a combination of high blood pressure so long unresolved, or maybe the side effects of all those different medications. I don't know to this day. But anyway, so here I was in my closet one day, and I kept seeing this little, I don't know if you can read this. It says, I have heard your prayer and seen your tears. I will heal you. 2 Kings 25. One of my daughters had given me that when I was so sick. And I had it in my bathroom and I saw it every day, every day, every day. And this one day, last March, I think it was, of 2025, I was just exhausted. I'm completely exhausted. I can't walk a mile. I couldn't walk a block without losing breath and needing to stop. Anyway, I was just worn down. So I saw this little thing on my bathroom and I just said, God, you said, and I need you, and I need an answer. And I felt like he was telling me that in my heart, I felt, stop what I was doing. And I thought, fine, they're not working anyway. And I'm just going to completely trust what you're going to bring me next. I knew he would. And honestly, the next day, I got word about these little drops. Through my friend, Dr. Christine Harms. I love her so much. And my body just started responding. I didn't even mention I had insomnia like crazy. And that and my neuropathy pain in my legs were the very first things that resolved. So in about 2 days, the nerve pain in my legs went away. 10 months in, still gone. Hallelujah.
Wow. Beautiful.
My sleep, I started sleeping 8, 9, 10 hours straight, dreaming, getting sleep in my eyes like I did when I was a little girl. Just wonderful. And so from there, I was sold. I didn't care if one more thing got well. I knew these drops had done more for me than anything else I had ever tried. So anyway, February 7th, I think it was, other things started improving. But before that, September, I think it was September, they were preparing me for an adrenal removal during the time I first started Fix. I was going through extensive testing on each adrenal to figure out which one was diseased because my number was 2100 and 0 to 30 is normal. So they knew one of them needed to be removed. So I was in the midst of, actually, I had 3 procedures while I was on the drops to figure that out. Thank God they were not able to get the number they needed to get from the other adrenal. And therefore, the blood work, when it came back from those procedures, first was a 7, and the next blood work was a 1, and a 0 to 30 being normal. I was undiagnosed with Conn syndrome. I was undiagnosed with hyperthyroidism. I got off my thyroid meds as well. They went hyper for a little bit, and they said, oh, no, we need to get you off those. So that resolved. I haven't been on thyroid meds in 5 months. Still doing great. My memory's improved. My kidneys have gone to 95% EGFR.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
okay, just think about it. My floaters in my eyes are gone. I had a friend tell me, hey, I don't have floaters anymore. And I was like looking around going, whoa, neither do I. There's so many things. I lost visceral fat. The thing I'm leaving for last, there's a couple of things I'm leaving for last. One is the first thing was after all my hormones balanced, everything came under balance, and I started getting off all the meds and doing great. Not walking, where I live, you hike when you go for a walk. Hiking 3 to 4 miles a day without stopping, not losing my breath. Along with all of that, I started losing weight. It just started coming off. You know, you said you started, Michelle, with hopes of losing weight, and we did lose visceral fat. I know I did. I measured it 14 inches, but not on the scale. Well, about 3 months ago, it started coming off the scale. Just doing nothing, changing nothing, eating my normal, regular, healthy way. I am now down 24 pounds on the scale. I mean, without doing a diet, guys, diets, I hate them. I've lost 40 pounds 3 times. I don't know who can relate. 40 pounds 3 times in my life. I can lose the weight, but it wouldn't stay off. This time it's coming off, leveling out, coming off, leveling out, coming off, leveling out. And it would go up a little, down a little, up and down, but it kept going down, 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 staying off. That was exciting. And then the very last thing that happened to me was yesterday. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with Barrett's esophagus. And if you don't know what that is, I've had acid reflux. Everything started when I turned 50. I'm telling you, boom, 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 boom. I started getting acid reflux, GERD, horrible, horrible. Had to get on acid blockers and those things. I was on those for 20 years. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with Barrett's. Barrett's is a precancerous situation. I had biopsies done last year, still had Barrett's. It was before I started the fix. A couple of weeks ago, I had more biopsies done to check, and I just knew it had to be better. And yesterday, got my results from the doctor. Here's my results. No more Barrett's esophagus. Resolved. The biopsies all came back normal.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, I cannot even imagine why anyone on this planet would not start these drops. Get on them. Don't buy one bottle. Oh my goodness, people sometimes buy one bottle. That's nothing. Get on them. Start taking them every single day. Now, a lot of people ask me how much I had to take. I'll just go ahead and tell you. And I'm not a doctor. You have to decide. You have to ask your doctor. You have to listen to the videos by the doctors that are in MPG. They're the ones that help direct me, believe it or not. So during my worst crisis, when my adrenals were failing, my kidneys were failing, I started taking 6 droppers a day. For 2 months, I took 6 droppers a day. And after that, when everything started changing. So I don't know about that. I don't know if you can take 1 dropper a day and everything will change for you. But for me, that's what it took. And I just don't know what else to say to people except that you're really missing out. You're missing out if you don't give these a good try. And I mean a good try every single day. And watch your blood work. Keep an eye on your blood work, especially if you're on medications. Keep your eye on it. You may have to start getting off or tapering off with your doctor's help, which I did. All those meds I had to start tapering off. And instead of getting worried because things aren't feeling right as you're on them, check your blood work. Check your blood pressure. See if maybe some of those medications may need to have your doctor's help in getting off of them or reducing them. So anyway, that's all I can say. He did it for me. He can do it for you. And I look forward to seeing you, Michelle, in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, Kansas, just St. Joseph. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for sharing that testimony. I mean, Leanna is a walking miracle. And like she said, we're not here to diagnose, treat any of that. And it's the fix just as a tool to activate, get our body back into homeostasis. And then the body just takes over and does what it needs to. And sometimes we need, like Leanna said, she did hers 6 times a day in the beginning. I've done, double doses in the morning and 1 at night. So you just kind of have to listen to your body, watch what's going on with different symptoms and stuff. And, like she said, work with your care provider as well. So I just want to thank you so much, Leanna, for taking your time out to share your beautiful, amazing story with us. And yes, I can't wait to see you in St. Joseph, Missouri. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording. And yes, if you have any questions, if you're a friend of Leanna's, reach out to her. She'd be happy to help you. If you're a friend of mine or watching from my page, and I would love to share with you more about these drops and so many thousands of different testimonies. And everybody is a little different because all our bodies are different.